Hi, my name is Nadina Zafadia Mahasuci and I am from Group G.
Hello, my name is Halma Alvira from Group G.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Maharani Ferian from Group G.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Sialas Davi and I'm from Group G.
The definition of export. Exports are goods and services that are produced in one country and sold to the buyers in another. Exports are incredibly important to modern economics because they offer people and firms many more markets for their goods. One of the core functions of diplomacy and foreign policy between governments is to foster economic trade, encouraging exports and imports for the benefit of all trading parties.
Okay, next is advantages of exporting for companies. Companies export products and services for a variety of reasons. Because exports can increase sales and profits if the goods create new markets or expand existing ones. And they may even present an opportunity to capture significant global market share. Companies that export spread business risk by diversifying into multiple markets. Exporting into foreign markets can often reduce per unit cost by expanding operations to meet increased demand. And finally, companies that export into foreign markets gain new knowledge and experience that may allow the discovery of new technologies, marketing practices, and insights into foreign competitors.
Direct exporting is a type of exporting where the company directly sells products to overseas customers. All the deals are done directly between the companies without any intermediaries. This way, the companies have more control over the process. Direct exporting also increases profits as the intermediary is eliminated, reducing cost. Direct exporting also creates a strong bond between the supplier and the buyer, and maintaining business relationship is crucial for business success. Despite the advantages mentioned above, direct exporting also demands more resources from the exporting company. This exporting type requires more personnel, resources, and time than it would if the export process were to happen through an intermediary. Direct exporting is the best strategy for companies trying to penetrate new markets globally for the long term. Indirect exporting is a type of exporting practiced by companies that sell products to other countries with the help of an intermediary. The company has various intermediaries such as foreign agents, export merchants, export management companies, and etc. In here, businesses have lesser control over the process. The intermediaries are present in the country producing the product. They are responsible for sending the product to the customer's country and finishing all the paperwork, transport, and marketing. The first intermediary may sell directly to the customers or the customer's intermediary. Indirect exporting is less expensive than direct exporting. It is easier to cancel indirect exports than direct exports. The main disadvantage of indirect exporting is the transfer of power to intermediaries. As a result, companies may lose the opportunity to build long-term relationships and offer after-sales services to customers. Indirect exporting is a strategy best suited for companies trying to increase profits quickly.
Documents needed to export from Indonesia. In exporting goods from Indonesia, usually you will need several documents. Namely, first and foremost, you need NPWP. It stands for a Taxpayer Identification Number. Specifically, this is a number assigned to a taxpayer as a means of tax administration for the taxpayer's self-identification in the exercise of his rights and obligations. Second, you need a company registration, TDP, Tanda Daftar Perusahaan. By having this, that means your company has fulfilled its registration obligation. Third, there is SIUP, Surat Izin Perdagangan, or Business Permit. This is an operating license for company or person carrying on business activities in the trade of buying and selling goods or service. Fourth, NIK, Nomor Identitas Kepabeanan, or Custom Registration Number is a registration number issued by the Director General of Customs to individuals and companies. Also, this works as a form of permission to access anything related to custom. Fifth, unit and invoice. This contains information about the goods to be shipped. The consignor or exporter will create this for the consignee. Sixth, packing list. Almost in the same way as an invoice, the packing list is also contains information about the items to be shipped. However, the information in this document is not linked to the price of the goods as charted in the invoice. Seventh, bill of lading. Bill of lading is a receipt of the transportation of goods as an intermediary between the shipper and the consignee. Besides that, it is also an evidence of the contract of transportation. This document also serves as an agreement for the transportation and delivery of the goods to the carrier as a guarantee of the goods in the process of shipment. Then, shipping order is a letter addressed by the shipper or exporter to the shipping company to receive and load the goods specified therein. This letter contains the identity of the shippers and complete information about the cargo to be shipped. Afterward, PEB is a customs document used to provide information about the export of goods. In PEB, shipper or exporter create this document using the online EDI software. Then next, COO, Certificate of Origin, contains information on the origin of goods based on agreement in a treaty between countries.
There are some steps on exporting goods from Indonesia, which are: first one, letters of agreement. Initially, the exporter conducts correspondence with importers abroad to offer and negotiate for the goods he wishes to sell. The offer letter to the importer must include the type of goods, quality, price, and terms of delivery. Second one is sales contract. If the importer agrees to the exporter's offers, the importer and exporter enter into and sign a commercial contract. A sales contract states the things on which both parties agree. The third one is issuance of letter of credit, or LC. After signing the trade agreement, the importer opens the letter of credit through a correspondent bank in his country. After that, they send the letter of credit to the designated foreign exchange bank to inform the exporter that the letter of credit has been received. Fourth, preparation of export goods. Upon receipt of the letter of credit, the exporter prepares the goods ordered by the importer. Therefore, the condition of the prepared goods must meet the requirements of the commercial contract and the LC. Fifth, registering export declaration of the goods, or PEB. The exporter registers a trade export declaration, or PEB, to the foreign exchange bank by attaching a promissory note if the exported goods are subject to export duty. Sixth, vessel space reservation. After registering PEB, the exporter orders vessel space from ocean shipping lines or airlines. Moreover, exporters should consider to which shipping company has the lowest freight transportation rate and offers the greatest guarantee of punctuality of the voyage. Seventh, processing the delivery order, or DO. After obtaining a shipping order, don't forget to ask about the delivery order to your supplier. Delivery order is an ordered goods document which agreed between the seller and the buyer. This document is addressed to the warehouse department of the company. Eighth, stuffing and delivery of the goods. When the vessels are available, the exporter can send the goods to the port of delivery himself. Aside from the exporter themselves, a forwarding company or freight forwarding company or ship cargo expeditionary company, or EMKL, can assist them to the clearance of the goods to the port and to the ship. Ninth, customs inspection. At the port, customs will check the export documents. If necessary, customs will also check the goods. When the goods and accompanying documents are in compliance, customs will sign the loading permit on the PEP. 10th, goods loading onto the ship. Once customs has signed the PEB, the goods can be loaded onto the ship. Then the shipping authority issues a bill of lading or BL to the exporter. 11th, LC disbursement. When the goods have been shipped, the exporter can go to the bank to withdraw the LC. Additionally, documents submitted to the bank are BL, commercial invoice, packing list, and PEB. And the last steps on exporting goods from Indonesia is delivery of goods to importers, where the importers will get the goods.
Types of freight forwarders in Indonesia. There are two types, which are by the ocean or by the air. An example of freight forwarders company in Indonesia are 1. Dunex Logistic Solution, 2. PT Freight Express Indonesia, 3. Yamato Indonesia Forwarding, 4. PT Kombi Logistik Indonesia, 5. PT Multimoda Trans Indonesia. For the service, depends on what types of freight we want to use for exporting goods, what kind of goods, and also the weight of it.
For the last is example of exports in Indonesia. Indonesia have three most valuable exported goods are palm oil, coal, and petroleum gas. If combined, that trio of commodities generated over one quarter or 26.6% of Indonesian exports sold in 2021. Based on the average exchange rate for 2021, the Indonesian rupiah depreciated by -6.9% against the US dollar since 2017, but appreciated by 1.9% from 2020 to 2021. Indonesia's stronger local currency compared to 2020 makes its exports paid for in weaker US dollars relatively more expensive for international buyers in 2021. Indonesia's top 4 exports. The following export product groups represent the highest dollar value in Indonesia global shipments during 2021. Also shown is the percentage share each export category represents in terms of overall exports from Indonesia. First one is mineral fuels including oil. Value 45.1 billion US dollar or 19.8% of total exports. The second one, animal or vegetable fats, oils and waxes. Value 32.8 billion US dollar or 14.4% of total exports. The third one are iron and steel. Value 20.9 billion US dollar or 9.2% of total exports. The last one is vehicles. Value 8.6 billion US dollar or 3.8% of total exports.